Thank y'all so much for tuning in to 4722 Dominique. Today, I wanted to come at you guys talking about the transition from being single to being married. Um, I can't really speak on behalf of being single because I've been with the same man, gentleman, man, grown man, boy when he was a boy. To being in his teens for 20 years. I've been with my husband now for 20 years. I met him when I was 13 years old. So what I wanted to talk about today is pretty much if you're single, learning how to embrace being single because I think especially when you're saved or a Christian or whatever you guys call it, I call it. You can call it being a believer, being a Christian, being saved, what have you. It's all just one and the same. But anyway, my thing is when you um are single, you have an advantage. You have an advantage, in my opinion, to get to know the Lord, get to know yourself before you give yourself to somebody else. Because I feel like if you don't know who you are or if you're not a whole person, how can you give something away that you don't yet possess or have? That the advantage is if you need to say you need to go pray for somebody, when you're married, you gotta be in agreement with certain things. And God is about order as well. So he doesn't hold you accountable if your husband said maybe today might not be a good day for that. Maybe we can go to do it together another day, or if it's just for you to go do it, or God is leading you to someone and not him to someone, how do you handle that? So you have to work out all the kinks like that when you're married. I think that now, if I was single, I probably would wait, to make sure I'm whole, make sure I know for absolutely without a shadow of a doubt what I would like, you know, um, in a mate or what I would like for myself, just am I whole? Am I happy? Am I complete? Because you can't look for your spouse or your mate to make you any of these things. You're going to find all that fulfillment in God because we're human and we err. Your mate may let you down. If you live long enough, he will let you down. She will let you down. It's going to be times when they feel like, when not they, but when you feel like, per se, that you're living with the enemy, you're sleeping with the enemy, because it gets hard sometimes, and sometimes it seems like you guys are on opposite sides of the fence, or playing for two different teams. And that all comes with marriage. Not saying I'm not knocking marriage because I'm married. Marriage is a beautiful thing. When you got two people trying to become one person is hard. I would be a liar if I did not tell you it was hard. Yes, there are perks that comes with it. Yes, there's sex involved. You get to have sex when you want to, how you want to. The bedroom is undefiled, all that good stuff. But it still is things that come along with that. You got to worry about losing yourself. And that's a lot of what I want to talk about today is identity. How do you identify from going from being single to becoming a wife to not losing your identity as a person opposed to being married to someone else? I am now Mrs. Michael McFarland. That's me. I submit to that, as best as I know how to submit. I'm not always submissive. No, I won't come on here and lie and tell you that I am. I have days where I kick against the bricks. I want to feel like I want to do what I want to do sometimes. I want to make a decision. I want to be sound. I want my voice to matter and be heard. And not saying that he feel like it isn't. But sometimes as women, we are emotional beings. God created us that way so that we can show love. We can be the nurturers in the relationship. And he's the head. He's strong. He makes decisions, or we make decisions together. And sometimes it's for him to decide certain things. So the transition is hard. Now you got some couples out there that got perfect harmony, great teamwork. That's wonderful. If you've achieved that, that's great. But every day ain't sunshine. Every day ain't a bed of roses. They get on your nerves. A lot of times I feel like just taking some and knocking him out. I really do. And in the next days so or days come up in the future, I feel like I just want to love on them. I can't get enough of them. But at the same time, I've dealt with issues or sometimes deal with issues where I'm losing myself. Who am I outside of being his wife or the housewife or the mom? Where do I fit in? Do I matter? Can I make certain decisions? Can I go out and do certain things? And you wrestle with that because it's such a thin line to not being submissive anymore. And I think sometimes we have to learn how to make decisions and trust God, because if God is really leading you, ladies or gentlemen, leading you to do something and your mate is like dead set against it or don't understand it, you got to first submit to God. If you know that God is telling you this, you pray that that man or that woman heart begins to change on certain matters and you go forth in the things of God, because the word says to seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added. That is including your heart's desire. So my prayer is now this. I was reading a book called Marriage is Great When It's Done God's Way, and I'll post it up if that's not right, but I can't even think of the author, but the book was amazing. And she prayed a particular prayer, and I've made it my own. When she said that when her husband wasn't fulfilling certain things, affection, whatever it may be, what meet her needs, or if your spouse does not meet your need, my prayer is this now: God, give him the desires that you have. Make his desire become your desire, and then that way, while his desires is God's desire or her desire is God's desire, then whatever you like and or you need in your mate, he'll soon in turn please you or do that thing that you need. If you're doing all you know to do, everything, then leave it alone. Do all you can do all that you're capable of doing, but you gotta leave it alone after that. After you've done everything possible in your power to do, as much as, like the word said, as much as it depends on you, you pursue peace and you give that thing to God. God will deal with him concerning the things of you. Because sometimes we go in this thing self-centeredness, me, I, what about me? I ain't get fulfilled this way, whatever the case is. And I have tantrums like that. And I'm not saying I'm not right sometimes. I'm fair. I'm right sometimes in what I'm saying. Sometimes he's dead wrong. But when I can't convince him of that, that's when it's God's responsibility to handle it. After I've done all I can do, prayed, fast, went before the Lord, whatever. I've done it all. It's up to God after that. But even God can't change that person. They have to want it. We are free moral agents. God is a gentleman. He's not going to push himself or his choices on us. We have to choose them. So that's why I say pray that their desires become God desires. Because God says to love your wife as I have loved the church. So that simply means that if his desire becomes God, then he ain't gonna have no problem with showing you anything: love, affection, attention, financially, or whatever it is that you need from your mate, or she won't. So that's my advice to anybody who's struggling, especially if you're making the transition from being single and trying to find your identity. Am I single? What does that mean? Am I married? I am married. What does that mean? Outside of those things, those are titles. Within yourself, you're still a person. It's still your one true self inside. You just got to know how to handle those different hats and the different titles as they come. Okay, that's like me. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. I'm somebody's sister. I'm somebody's aunt. I'm all five of those things. But at the same time, that's not my identity. Those are just things. Those are just titles that I have in my life. I'm Dominique at the end of the day. Whatever's inside of me, that's who I am. I'm a child of God. I am a believer. My spirit reigns. I am who God has called me to be. So we have to learn how to balance these things out, people. And we just get so caught up in struggling sometimes with who we are, the identity and, being submissive and all these different topics that people don't talk about anymore. It all goes back to the video like I did on holiness. It all goes back to that. But sometimes, you know, you need to say, hey, I'm struggling. Ah, I'm struggling. And I know that was loud, but sometimes I feel that way. I'm struggling. And people be tripping, acting like they don't be dealing with these issues as if, and you feel like you're the only one because nobody is transparent anymore. Sometimes I get sick of it, you know? I get sick of, when I was single, looking for that boyfriend, I was sick. I wanted this man. I was sick of being by myself. Then you get married, you're sick of that too. You know, so that's why I'm saying your flesh is never satisfied. You got to find all that fulfillment in God so you won't kill each other, so you won't kill yourself if you single, so you won't think those thoughts that are not lovely, pure, and of good report. All of that. You got to constantly speak truth and say with that word, because if you don't, you will crack up. You will lose your mind. So I just wanted to come on here to encourage somebody out there needed to hear that it's okay. It's okay. You're not alone. We go through struggles trying to be the perfect mom and make sure we're molding these little ones or teenagers or whoever is in your home to be perfect citizens, abiding by God, trying to show them the way when I'm about fruity myself and not making wise decisions, good choices, saying any old thing, not speaking the word all the time. I'm not perfect. And, you know, I don't claim to be, but at the same time, the word of God says that basically, we are perfect while we're yet being made holy. And that's Hebrews, I think it's 10:4. If not 10:4, it's 11:4. But it's there. It's in the word. So we got to do what it says. That's all I can say. But I can relate, because I'm human. I can have empathy and relate to you that we go through these things. So, you know, if you need to see a Christian counselor, that don't mean you cracked up, you crazy, because you're going to talk to somebody. Sometimes we need extra help, you know, to get through this life, to get through this journey. Whatever it takes for you to get through, that's what you do. So let's not struggle with being single. Let's not struggle with being married. Let's not struggle with I don't know what I want in between, my foot in the door, my foot out of the door. You know, the word says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and also that if you're lukewarm, the Lord will spew you out of His mouth. He'd rather you be either hot or cold. So choose life this day. Choose life. Go forward. Know that I'm feeling y'all. I'm feeling you, girl. I'm feeling you. But we got to learn how to balance all that stuff out and choose to love on purpose, to pursue peace. Yes, I'm offended sometimes. I'm pissed off. But I still choose love this day. I choose to walk in perfect love today. And God will fight my battle. He got me. He got my back. If he tripping and you know you right, or she tripping and you know you right, rest in God. He gonna fix it. So I just wanted to come on here and encourage you guys today. I hope you got something out of it despite the freaking smoke detectors. Hear the message. So let me know if y'all were feeling this, if it encouraged somebody. Even if it didn't, it encouraged me. So that's all that matters to me today. It encouraged me. I needed to talk to myself. So that word cuts both ways. Give out, it comes back to you to change you and challenge you. Because anything that can't be tried by the fire, it sure ain't true. Because I noticed I encouraged somebody the other day, and I told this young lady to, basically choose to walk in perfect love. And sure enough, without a shadow of a doubt, I was tried by that thing. And it hurt, and I don't feel like walking in love. I didn't feel like walking in love, but hey, I had to be tried to see if it was true. And I'm still choosing to walk in love. If I got to cry and scream and hop along the way, it hurt. But you got to choose to walk in love. So y'all, thank y'all for watching 4722 Dominique. And I have yet to post those new and upcoming vids. I'm still waiting on my equipment and all that good stuff, but they're coming. Again, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. However, if you don't wish to do these things, like I always say, just give me a thumbs up. Check out my videos in the top box. Click on the ads below. And y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. One love, peace, and blessings. I will talk to you guys later. All right. Bye-bye.